Hello and welcome to TTV News with some last events in TayNinh Province, and now we come into details. Ladies and gentlemen, TayNinh Provincial People's Committee has recently held a dialogue with the small traders doing business in the A&B areas of Long Hoa Market. Attending the dialogue, there were leaders of provincial departments, agencies, and leaders of Hoa Thanh District, representatives of investors, and nearly 150 small traders in Long Hoa Market. Mr. Dương Văn Thắng, Vice Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee, chairs the dialogue.
Long Hoa Market is a long-standing traditional market. Previously, the market's AP areas were built with a commercial center model, which is no longer suitable with its traditional market model, and the market has not been fully used and affected the business activities of small traders for a long time. In order to create favorable conditions for the local development, the province has a policy of building Long Hoa Market according to the traditional market model, and now the construction of CD areas have been completed. In the dialogue, Mr. Dương Văn Thắng, Vice Chairman of the Provincial People's Committee, asked the investors to focus resources to implement, not mobilize capital of the people in any form, until the project completed, hand over the AP areas to small traders according to commitments as well as preferential policies for small traders doing business in the AP areas. In 11 months of 2019, the commercial banks and credit funds in TayNinh Province have strengthened capital mobilization, implemented promotions, attracted capital from the people, up 10% compared to the beginning of the year. According to the report of the State Bank of TayNinh Branch, by the end of November 2019, the mobilized capital reached over 44 trillion Vietnam dong, of which short-term mobilized capital was 30 trillion Vietnam dong, up 9.5% compared to the beginning of the year. Medium and long-term mobilized capital is 15 trillion Vietnam dong, up 10% compared to earlier 2019. The high rate of mobilized capital supposedly due to banks contacting and taking care of customers while maintaining diversified forms of mobilization with many utilities, so the mobilized capital has reached good growth. This funding helps credit institutes in the province actively deploy credit programs beyond fields and sectors in the area under the policy of the government, the state bank, and locality. Expand credit effectively, focus on production and business, especially 5 priority fields in agriculture, farmers, and rural areas.
And after the verification of the report of the Provincial People's Committee on the result of the implementation of the national target programs in 2019, exercised by the Provincial Standing People's Council, the Department of Culture and Social Affairs of the Councils has proposed the committee continue to direct industry and levels to strengthen the grassroots inspection and investigation of the situation in each commune, to have solutions to implement new rural area construction criteria, identify new rural construction as regular, long-term tasks that needs to be implemented step by step, not objective and hasty.
The Department of Culture and Social Affairs also asked the Provincial People's Committee to diversify mobilized capital sources to implement the program, to well implement the mobilization and integration of investment resources, encourage people to participate in investing in the construction of socio-economic infrastructure, according to the motto of relying on internal resources of the community and the state support. In addition, the Provincial People's Committee also needs to continue to inspect, supervise, and direct the review of poor and near poor households every year, ensuring democracy, publicity, fairness, and properly reflecting the real situation of the people's life in the area. Speeding up the implementation of the project to support production development, diversify livelihood to ensure stable life for local people. It's estimated that by the end of 2019, the whole province had 42 out of 80 communes recognized to meet the new rural standard, reaching 100% of the 2019 plan, exceeding the target set by the resolution of the Provincial Project Committee and the government. With a poverty rate of 1.7%, TayNinh is one of the 4 provinces and cities with the lowest poverty rate in the country. Implementing the assignment of the Standing Committee of TayNinhTV Provincial People's Council, the Budget and Economics Board just held a meeting to verify the proposal of the Provincial People's Committee on the proposed medium-term public investment plan 2021-2025. Accordingly, the total estimated medium-term public investment plan in 5 years from 2021 to 2025 is 14,500 billion Vietnam dong, in which the province managed 65% of the total plan, equivalent to over 9,425 billion Vietnam dong, to implement 222 projects in the fields of transportation, agriculture and rural development, medical, science and technology, water supply and drainage, culture, sports, society, security and defense, etc. The district managed 35% of the total plan, equivalent to more than 5,705 billion Vietnam dong. In particular, the capital is mainly invested in new rural areas. It's expected that the medium-term public investment plan of 2021 to 2025 will be submitted at the 14th session of the Provincial People's Council so that its representative can consider and comment on the plan.
And ladies and gentlemen, according to the Department of Industry and Trade, there are nearly 5,600 small and medium enterprises operating in the Ninh province with a total registered capital of over 101 trillion Vietnam dong. Most of them are in the private economy sectors, operating in 30 fields and groups of different industry.
Particularly in the 11 months of 2019, TayNinhTV has 482 newly established enterprises with a total registered capital of 7,987 billion Vietnam dong, up 7% in number of businesses and an increase of 1.3 times in the registered capital compared with the same period. Business and production activities of enterprises have been contributing an average of 40% of total annual state budget revenue in TayNinhTV province. Businesses have played very active role and have a lot of interest in the emulation movement, sticking to the goals and tasks of production and business units, contributing to the completion of the assigned political tasks and the development of businesses and localities in TayNinhTV province. In order to support the development of the business in the province, TayNinhTV has renewed the process of public administrative procedures, implemented 6 industrial promotion programs, 15 trade promotion programs to support the renewal of appropriate technical and technological equipment of production and business enterprises, improve product promotion to expand TayNinhTV's key products to markets in and outside the province. The irrigation project in the west of Vam Qua Dong River was approved by the Standing Committee of the Provincial People's Council on March 24, 2017, with a total investment of nearly 1,000 billion Vietnam dong from the central and local budget and other legal capital sources, and the implementation period of the project is 2018 to 2022. After a period of implementation, the Department of Agriculture and Rural Development has proposed the Provincial People's Committee to submit to the Provincial People's Council to adjust the total investment from nearly 1,000 billion Vietnam dong to roughly 1,148 billion Vietnam dong, an increase of 150 billion Vietnam dong. The reason for the adjustments due to an increase in the cost of site clearance compensation. Especially the project's investment policy was implemented in 2015. At that time, the land price of the project area fluctuated, an increase of 330 million Vietnam dong per hectare. The report on investment policy does not include the adjustment coefficient until the time of project implementation. In addition, when preparing investment projects on the basis of a preliminary investigation of the actual market price of land traded in the project area, fluctuates about 600 million Vietnam dong per hectare of agricultural land at the time of project formulation. And one more reason is that the current real estate markets in the whole country in general and in the whole province of TayNinhTV in particular is constantly fluctuating in an upward trend, combining inflation over years, so the land price increased compared to the time of project planning.
And that's all for the news of today. Thank you for joining us and see you more next time.